It's the first time you're in Europe? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, I used to live here. I was born here.
Yeah, I know. Stockholm-Trent.
Stockholm-Trent, yeah.
The only trouble is in American Bog is Stockholm-Trent. In instead of on.
Yeah, Stockholm-Trent.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
I don't know what I call it.
Oh,
I was actually lucky enough to spell it right once.
Came out in
So what, you were born here and then you moved over to...
It's Stoke-E-N, Trent, right?
No, on. Stockholm-Trent.
on?
Stockholm-Trent, yeah.
Wow. Well, I learn something new every day.
So what, you moved over there when you were little or what?
No, I was born there. I was born in London.
I see. It's only...
My dad's British, and so I was born in London and lived there for 11 years and then went to LA.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain little things, I can't remember and shit,
So you were British educated then?
Huh? Yeah, I went to school here, yeah.
Primary school?
We say rather.
It doesn't sound. Doesn't sound at all.
It's been
I'm
California.
Americanized.
Mm-hmm.
But we say rather, he still says rather. And we say aunt, he still says aunt.
I got a couple little things left in there. Otherwise, it's basically all yeah.
Do you still say tomato?
No.
How about tomato?
Now I'm saying that shit.
How do you say? Do you say wash? Oh no, that's Louisiana.
That's hooch. And that's Dell.
Yeah, this is our road
And
crew.
this is where we dwell. We Dell. Mel. Anyway, ask us some provocative questions.
You also do questions. Tell me about the groupies.
About what?
Groupies.
Groupies?
Yeah.
Love them. Disease-ridden.
Really great.
Are there a lot around?
They're worth a trip
Yeah.
around the block anytime.
In LA, I mean, there are a lot of groupies here in London too, but they're all ugly and fat.
We've been doing all right though.
Yeah, all in all.
All in all, considering when we first got here, it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
And within about 3 or 4 days' time, we managed to scoot in there. Find something.
LA is
LA
pretty
is
much a mecca.
happening when it comes to that.
We've all moved from different places.
Salute
we can
to
tell from other,
American women.
you get to LA, it's like, have you been to LA?
No.
It's like a mecca, man. You fucking just drive down the street, like drive down Sunset.
And they're eager
amazing.
to.
I'm not going before I can afford to buy Excalibur and close down.
Yeah?
Excalibur?
Yeah.
When I get one, when I get enough money to get one, then I'll go.
What's that mean?
Sure? No, nothing.
You really can I have it?
Huh?
Can I have it? As a memento?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Don't
Sure. No, I don't think you... Have you heard of Terence Trent D'Arby?
Who?
Terence Trent D'Arby.
Uh-uh.
He's American Joe who was in the army in Germany or whatever. So he started making a musical career here.
Yeah.
And he started this with rock stars, and I sort of liked it.
Is he a cool guy?
Very cool. He's very much like Prince, so,
Oh.
Sort of
Prince
sounds-
canceled a week, huh?
No, he's playing, he's postponed for a week.
Postponed.
So he's playing a small place.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
What, next week or tomorrow?
Indoors,
No,
right?
1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th of July.
He's doing indoors though?
Yeah, indoors. Officially, he was afraid to be electrocuted because of the weather.
No shit, that was his
He would
reason?
look great electrocuted though.
Purple? Real purple.
So, okay guys, tell me how...
The groupies are great. I mean,
Yeah.
in LA, it's pretty much...
Groupies, next to a show are pretty much the life and blood of keeping it going down here.
Yeah.
Or
Next
anywhere.
to playing live.
Yeah. After a show, if you don't have something to fuck, for the sake of sounding crude.
I mean, all that adrenaline running, you really have
You
to
gotta
take
get
it
rid of
away.
it.
Yeah, you have to, vent your tension.
Doesn't all this AIDS scare make it more...
It makes it more
Risque.
of a
More of a challenge.
more of a challenge.
It's more like a sport,
No raincoat? No raincoat?
What's that?
Rubbers, you mean?
Oh, raincoats. That's a good one.
No, I got it from somebody from New York.
Yeah?
No, really?
Yeah.
I guess it's because it rains so much out there.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
No, I mean, I think...
Raincoats are, if you're drunk, you can't even get them on. I don't fuck with
I
them.
used a rubber once when I was 17 and broke. First time I ever used it.
I used the rubber once and my grandmother found it in the toilet. She said, "What is this?" I said, fuck. Tinfoil. No.
Saran wrap.
Saran wrap. Did you? That's what I said.
Spill a little mayonnaise on it.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway,
Can we get a bit serious and tell me about the
we've
beginning?
been serious.
I know, but serious about the past. How long have we been together?
2
2 years.
2 years. Was it difficult to get a deal?
No,
We didn't even try.
We weren't even looking for one.
Really?
We were rehearsing in a little place about half the size of this room. We built a loft that we slept on, and all the equipment was underneath the loft, so we had about this much room, between us and the wall. And we were just, bashing out, playing gigs.
We used to play so
songs.
fucking loud in that little room, it would have blown your mind. And and we used to go in there.
We ran, there was no bath, there was a bath, there was a toilet, no shower, no stove or nothing, it was just a room. And there was a bathroom down the alley. We ran it for $400 a month.
Wholly by women.
And when we do gigs, that's what we ran.
But that was like, it was like we were in there, we'd rehearse in there, find somebody, get somebody to loan us our car. Or something. And then we'd go and do gigs and come back and back and forth. There was always like 150 people there all the time. Out in the parking lot, drunks, the cops busted a million times. It was a lot of fun. It was cool.
Well, what about the neighbors?
There wasn't like residential
It was
neighbors.
more of a business type.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was,
like
it was
down
on the
the alley.
outskirts of the neighborhood.
I see.
There was like a wood shop and nothing. There was nothing. It's just like this alley that just ends where we were at. But it was a pretty interesting time. We got a lot of songs out of that place. We used to drink this shit called Night Train. They don't have it over here. It's MD
They got
2020.
Thunderbird though.
Yeah, it's like just grape wine. It comes in a little bottle. It was $1.
$1. Yeah.
So you could round up $1 somehow, And we used to drink this shit. We'd fucking make the store run out of the stuff, So we got a song called Night Train, named after this stuff. It's called Night Train.
No problems with using the time or the name?
Not yet.
Not yet?
They probably, it's a cheap little wine company, I'm sure.
They can do with all the publicity they can get. So how did you get a deal?
Well, what happened was we were out there just gigging, and we managed to get a pretty big following. And so all the record companies at one time all of a sudden decided to see who this band was. And we had pretty much every major record company down there, and Geffen was the only one that had Tom Zutaut in it, which is the guy who actually signed us, who was cool enough for us to actually relate to. Everybody else was like signing the band on the premise that we had a crowd and people interested.
They had no
Well,
idea what the band was about or anything,
Yeah, and Tom was cool, And there's a perfect example of like the record business nowadays, where Tom went up and saw us at the Troubadour in L.A. and then came back to the front of the club after the show was over, and all the other record company guys said, "Well, what'd you think?" And he said, "Oh, they were terrible."
He said we sucked.
But all he calls them the next day and said we were great. But I mean, that's how this business works. It's like, are they good? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everybody, otherwise they wouldn't know the difference between shit and shine.
Yeah. We got there was like a 2-week period when all this was going down, 3 weeks, just barraged by, record companies being taken to lunch. We ate well. They were taking us to lunch, drinks, But we really never tried to get a deal. We never sent out, promo back.
Because we were more interested in going out and gigging. We're not that old of a band, so you're considering for a band like us, which is pretty much comprised of just rocking out. Your first priority isn't to go out and get a record deal, so go out and be a band. So you go out and do gigs, and the more gigs you do, the more of a band you feel.
Yeah.
So before we finished really coming into our own as a band, we already had that happening, more or less.
Yeah, you figure. If you believe in yourself as a band, you think you're fucking doing a good job of rocking. Doing what you want to do. That a deal or something like that is going to come along. If you're doing something.
Anyway, that a long time ago when you got together, did any of you have any previous musical experience? Did you play with any bands or just...
Yeah, we all played in different bands.
So that's how you
I played
found
piano
each other,
too.
so each other play.
Yeah, we all played in
There's
probably
countless
10,
bands,
15,
yeah.
20, 30 bands before.
This is the first band, at least personally for me, that I've actually felt comfortable enough with to, for us to take it as far as we've got. I mean, I could never find a singer in LA until Axel came around. And,
So, when you started playing together or rehearsing or whatever, did you start playing the covers or your songs?
no,
just
our
our
own
songs.
songs. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
That's I mean, it's different in LA. It's like you can go out there and do your own songs and take a chance on that if you want. In most places, bands are so desperate to get it together and get some that like you play Magic Mountain, you do covers. You know what I mean? Just to get some sort of acceptance to start from there. We never went for that. We just were, I
We
mean,
do play a couple covers.
Yeah, but for
the other night. Have you seen any of the
No, I
shows?
I couldn't come.
We played Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Oh, Nice Boys.
And Nice
Don't
Boys
Rock
by
and Roll.
Rose Tattoo. But I mean, those are just extras.
Somebody who saw it said that you reminded him of Grand Funk Railroad.
Yeah?
I never seen them.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
That's a compliment.
That's before
Could
my
have had
time
a-
as far as live shows go.
but could have heard the rap.
Yeah, we used to play a Grand Funk song.
That's right, we used to do American Band.
Yeah,
Long time, we did like one gig on it.
until we found out that Motley Crue was just trying to do it.
1450 plus.
So if the purpose of this band is live work, how did you find working in the studio?
It was alright. We did the same. We went in the studio with the same attitude that we go into everything else with. It was really not. It's not that involved. The whole thing of the show is basically simple. That all this like picking and this and that and trying to weed everything out is useless because it really was just like the five of us got together,
Go play.
some of us play guitars and one guy plays drums and one guy that sings, and we just do this and then
I mean, if you look at recording in a very simple way, I mean, that's the only way to look at it. You're getting the band on a tape. Which they're going to tape and put it on a record,
yeah, it's like it's not that complex.
So you just go
It's not-
play and they record what
We're
you're
not
playing.
Mahavishnu Orchestra or fucking Electric Light Orchestra or any of those things. I mean, I have respect for people who go in and take a lot of time and get the shit right, but we have short attention spans. It's a rock and roll band. so,
Yeah.
You must have had a lot of songs to choose from for the album.
Well, yeah, we write a lot. We got a lot of songs to choose for the next album too. But we write all the time, so everything we try. I don't know, stuff gets stale. If you don't do something and use it right away, then it's like it's a really sort of like a step downward to go back to it.
No, because you progress and learn every day. So
Well, that and like those songs that we used to play, it didn't make the album simply because we were just bored with playing
Yeah.
it, regardless of how good a song it was.
We just played a song, we were in rehearsals before we came over here. Played a song for the first time in like a year. Ain't Going Down.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, this is a fucking good song. We just got sick of it.
Yeah.
So we never played it.
And so we might do it, we might not do it.
it's not so precious. Is it?
Huh?
Some people are, so
No, I
consider
mean,
songs to be
because
so
we're not
precious.
filling anybody's shoes, so to speak. We're not trying to get a lot of radio play. We're not trying we're not trying to be like Poison. We're not trying to sacrifice ourselves to the media or nothing. We're just a band. We're lucky we're at where we're at, and tomorrow we could be somewhere else. It's like it doesn't really matter. You just go day to day. Whatever happens, happens. So right now we're just sort of riding on a day-to-day wave of actually, we're actually fortunate. We could be misfortunate next week.
But you take it as it comes.
Yeah. If you do it any other way, it's not any fun.
Yeah, like I said, we've never tried to go out or tried to make any type of image or anything.
People love to put that shit on us too. They love to
Call us
fucking-
glam and this and that,
fucking weight us down with all kinds of fucking bullshit. And it's like we just laugh at them because they put more thought into what they're doing about us than we do.
Yeah,
for ourselves.
exactly.
Well, you have to understand that. To explain the music to somebody or the way you look who's
Yeah,
seen you, you have to make a comparisons and...
Yeah, but the way I see it is very, very, very opinionated and fast. It's really, which I think sucks because in other words, you're forcing your opinion down somebody else's throat in print.
They can't figure. They can't get it through. A lot of people can't get it through their head that it's really a simple thing, and they're trying, to make us seem like we're trying to
do something.
Do something,
Yeah,
which we're not.
Like we're trying to make some big statement, or like we're trying to break something new on everybody, or like we're trying to reinvent the rock industry or something. It's just like all that's so like out there, compared to what we're really doing,
Which is what we're doing. Which is, that's all it is. The music. That's what we're doing.
And tennis, of course.
No, as you said earlier, as A&R guys didn't know what you were all about. These people most probably don't know what.
It's the same.
It's probably, it's going through the cycle.
Yeah, it's the same with every aspect of the business at this point in time. The thing's gotten so stodgy and so stale that you have to look out the corner of your eye just to watch what even the people in your own record company are doing, because the whole spirit of how it all started is completely different now. It's like we're now a product. You know what I mean? We're now a product. No matter how hard between the five of us we try and keep from being a product, we're still a product. When somebody in the record comes up to me, and goes, "Yeah, that was great," blah 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 blah. I know if I got really really sick, the next day, he'd be trying to fill my shoes, so we keep the product going. You know what I mean? Which is, in a way, it's okay, but at the same time, there's none of that sort of taking chances type of feel. I think Zoo actually took a lot of chances to sign us. He takes chances with everybody he signs. Dokken was a big chance.
Is it such a situation in the music industry where you know that you're replaceable and disposable? Does it keep you on your toes, or you couldn't care less?
We're on our toes as it is.
We've always been.
And we don't think about, oh shit, there's a band behind us that
There always are bands behind.
Yeah, exactly.
In the front.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't think about that shit at all.
So you mentioned, and I mentioned, what the band is all about. What do you see as being the prime function of the band?
So, now, that's a stupid question.
There is no...
Compared to everything we just said, the function of the band, obviously, is to just be a band and go out and play. It's really, really fucking simple.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really simple. You make a record. If you're lucky enough to make a record, you make a record that is more, it makes you more accessible to more people, but at the same time, it's still just a band. It's really just the songs, the band, and, our day-to-day life, outside of doing gigs is completely irrelevant. People don't like to think that. They like to find out all kinds of shit. I guess some people like to eat that shit up. Really, but it's irrelevant, and so
what we do,
yeah.
fucking clubs and shit. Why should everybody else give a shit,
What Guns N' Roses is nothing else than just five guys that play. I mean, if we didn't have a record out and we weren't doing gigs, would we be relevant? At any point in time? No.
But it's not to the press,
or to anybody, because Angeline is actually the most relevant nobody I've ever seen. Somebody from LA, it's the biggest nobody I've ever seen. She's one of the only people I think who can get away with being noticed and not doing jack shit.
Can I ask another stupid question?
I didn't mean to say.
No, I'm not offended. No, because you mentioned, that's why
there's, what's her name? One of the princesses or some shit.
Oh yeah, Princess Michael is usually there. She is the Princess Michael of Kent. She's usually very interesting. The name.
It's a conglomeration of two bands.
I see.
One was LA Guns and one was Hollywood Rose.
Every member of this band was in one of those two bands.
Except for me.
Get it.
LA Guns is still out there.
There is still LA Guns with none of the original members in it. Oh, actually, Tracy is in it.
Tracy's the only guy. Tracy and Nikki. Oh, no, not even Nikki.
No, because it gave me, most probably because there was a program on television here recently, Guns N' Roses.
On television?
No. What happened is it has a certain 60s connotation for me.
Yeah?
During the Vietnam demonstrations, the demonstrators were protected or cordoned off by the militaries. the army, and they were holding their machine guns like that. And all these hippies were going around and putting the flags
yeah,
around
right,
the
right.
bars, you know, that
It has
was
nothing to do with that.
It has
Yeah,
nothing
but
to do
it-
with
you
that,
know,
but the bands are like
that's
that.
my mental picture that, you know.
The band's
of it.
very extreme in one way and extreme in the other. Yeah, that's cool. It's not very significant, but it's cool.
A friend of mine who interviewed you yesterday said you're very good friends of LAPD.
Yeah, I got family there. I love those guys. Yeah.
We used to,
but LAPD are really fucked though. I mean, everywhere else you go, the cops are really relaxed and cool. In LA, especially
Very tense.
the area that we're in.
Yeah, West Hollywood.
Yeah.
Really tense. And,
They're like the fucking Nazis.
yeah.
They're like the Gestapo.
Jeez.
You know, they're really bad. And they know.
Oh, that's the guy me and Stevie did the interview with. Yeah, I was telling about, we jaywalked. It was me and him and Todd. It was you too, right?
Yeah.
And a couple other guys. We didn't even jaywalk was the thing. The cops were standing across the street. We could see the fucking thing. It was red. We walked. We're not going to jaywalk in front of cops. You know? We just don't do that in West Hollywood.
Sure.
You don't do it anywhere. And
Except for
we
here.
get across the street, and they fucking come up to us. We're going, what the fuck? We're up against the wall. We got our hands behind our back, and it hurts. This is a nice little trick they got. They lace your fingers behind your back, then they grab. Here, just feel it. Lace your fingers. I won't do this. And you know they do this,
Shit.
real
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
You know?
can't imagine.
And then
Yeah,
but they do this too when they put it behind your back, and then they close your when they handcuff you, they close your wrists together, you know, so they get your arms way the fuck back, and then they get
And
your
check
wrists
your
out like
check
this.
all your, everything. Take your boots off. Check your arms. We were just fucking going to a club. You know?
I got hassled on my way just walking down the street. I was only say 100, not even 100 yards from the apartment where we were staying. I was walking down by a club called the Whiskey. I was walking down the street, and there was cops down at the end of the street. And the only thing that was wrong with me was I wasn't wearing any fucking shirt, you know. And I got thrown over the top of the car and the whole bit, you know. And it's just like that. You can't walk out of the fucking club without seeing a cop and wondering if you're gonna get harassed.
For no reason.
It's really fucked up there.
I just got a ticket the other day, or about 3 weeks ago, for conversing with a female motorist. I was walking home from the store to my apartment, and a friend of mine pulled up. I was on the sidewalk, said, hi, how's it going, blah, 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 blah. She took off. Cop pulls in the alley in front of me, up against the car, the whole fucking thing again, you know? We got a ticket for conversing. It says right on the ticket, conversing with a female motorist.
We got a song we got a song dedicated to the cops in LA.
Yeah.
It's called Out to
Out to
Get
Get
Me.
Me.
It's like the second song in our set.
Are you guys coming down Sunday? You gonna be in town still?
Yeah. No, I live here.
Oh, you live here?
Yeah.
It's
No,
true.
I'm
Yeah,
sure-
you should come down. Mark
I'm
me
sure
on
that
Sunday.
you really would like British police. They're just with sir. Even when they're
Oh yeah, these guys are great, man. The bobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
really
great.
cool.
You know, it's like, hey, you got a beer in your hand. Well, you can't
Yeah.
drink on the street in L.A.
In New York too.
Unless it's in a brown bag.
No,
In LA,
Not even.
no, you
Not
don't
even.
That's
No,
the reason
no,
they put it
sure.
in a brown bag is so it doesn't look like booze.
but it's, no, you can't drink on the street. at
But
all.
yeah, I mean, so far we haven't been all over, you know. But so far, LA is probably the most tense place, you know.
But it's a great place for music, you know. We all move there for that purpose, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
A lot of clubs and a lot of girls, a lot of musicians.
It's
not
relaxed here.
like
Like
low
if you go
zero.
to Europe, to the continent, to Paris, for example.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I mean, you can post 24 hours a day, non-stop, and nobody's bothering, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So, what's in store for you? I mean, playing here. Are you going to Europe?
We're coming back.
Cello?
We're coming back
Yeah.
to Aerosmith in September. So
What's
we're
that?
going to do a European tour with Aerosmith.
So the
And,
photos?
in between now and then.
Okay,
it's just
we're in the middle of
video
an
to
interview.
do. We got to do some shows
Okay.
in
Okay.
the States, some festival type things, and then we go on the
What
road.
magazine is this for?
It's for Finland and Norway,
Finland and Norway and
Italy.
Italy.
And
Okay.
France as well.
And France.
Yeah.
Finland,
Japan.
Norway, Japan, Italy, France.
You're freelancers.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
Yeah,
interpreted
listeners.
about
Uruguay.
3 or 4 different times. It's
Yeah.
going to be like, by the time it gets to the end of the line, it's going to be a
What?
whole different interview.
Holland?
Is that Arlette?
No, it's Axel, our singer. We got to split up sets for a couple seconds just to take a couple pictures. Is that all right?
Sure, yeah.
It's the whole planet also.
Okay, what? Okay, see you in a second. What's that?
Is the whole band here at the moment?
At the moment, I don't know.
We got 2 apartments, the other 2.
Yeah.
I like
No,
the
because
pictures of the whole band.
Anyone wants to check out Steak and Kidney Pie?
What's it look like?
It's like a kidney pie.
Scary. What's the kidney?
I love it.
English.
See, I'm going to the steak part, but what's the kidney like?
Taste it.
It's not like a liver, is it?
If you're hungry, you'll eat it.
I'm not hungry.
Yeah. That's why we can look it up in a minute. I just want to find out. Sorry, you were saying you're coming back to play European tour.
September. So we're playing we're playing, like Sweden and all these places with Aerosmith.
This is like actually the time that we're starting to like jet off. You know?
Yeah, we're start touring. We're playing in the Midwest with Stryper
Yeah.
in August in Oklahoma and Texas.
In the Bible Belt.
Yeah, it's funny because these guys are like, the nice boy band, image-wise, and our image is like the shithead band, So it's going to be quite interesting.
It's gonna be hilarious.
They pass out the Bible, so we're going to
Pass out the story.
stir them out. See how that goes. Now we're going to be doing the East Coast with, I think, wine tea or something. And then back over here to Sweden and all those places. Germany.
How many tours have you done in America? None.
I tell you, the band's
It's really young. It's really right.
Oh no, so you played only around LA?
We play in LA. We've done some big shows, but we haven't toured. Touring to me is something that's successive shows back to back. Or
Sure. So I'm sure that, do you think you're going to enjoy it? Being on a bus.
we got a bus on
Hello.
contract. We got
Robert John?
ourselves. So
Oh,
we
he's
asked for
upstairs.
some particular things that we have.
Yeah, you got the number up there?
Like
So,
what?
a tour
Do you?
bus. To do a
1984?
full-length feature movie.
Who's this?
Yeah?
To do 3
This
videos.
stuff?
2 videos, at least.
Oh, hey, what's
No
happening?
matter what the record sales were. Certain
Yeah?
percentage rates, all that stuff. And how many albums we were going to do, the term.
Okay, yeah, give a call up there.
Like that. You know.
We're going to rehearse and we're going to go to the
We got
limelight.
our advance that way, our record budget.
What's that?
We got a good lawyer, and we just sat there and that's we got it.
Oh, no shit.
So are you satisfied with the reception in Britain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's been great. You recepted us before we got here. That's why we're here.
Okay, well,
You know.
yeah, we're right in the middle of the interview right now.
We put out a single here
Hey, it's no
because
problem.
there was such a buzz happening here.
Okay.
We hadn't really released anything. You know, and the shows have been a really good example. The shows have been really balls out as far as crowd response and attendance in general. Been really happy.
Here?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. It's been great. Full shows sold out and the fucking, crowds were insane,
It must be very encouraging when you know that the records are not out, but people still know about it.
Fuck yeah. It's great, man.
What about that EP you had before?
Yeah, that came out here.
Yeah, it did real well.
And was that for indie label or what?
Well, what we did was we in between the time the record came out and the time we got signed, we had to fucking fill space. We get really impatient and really uneasy real quick.
So we made our own record label.
Oh, I
And we put out
Called
an
Uzi
EP
Suicide.
just to have something out there, and we did gigs, supporting it and stuff.
So it turned out real good, it got us a real good backbone, audience. Because it's real raw, so all of our hardcore audience is like real fucking, sleazebags and shit.
So who financed it? Who financed it?
We did.
Yeah.
We financed it off pretty much the bulk of money that we had, accumulated from whatever you call it, bank.
Yeah.
Which was really not that much.
We did it in one day.
Enough to do that, yeah.
We did it in one day.
That was really cool.
Well, I think if you
Around
want to
the
get a
back?
picture. Yeah. Fine.
Okie doke.